All right. So the next question I have on the list is how do you not lose yourself as you are a mother, as you mom your kids, right? Because we can get consumed with the role. It's just, and I have done that. For a long time, we didn't have a sitter. We have kids, we have a football team. They are all sorts of ages. And so I reached a point where I was like, okay, you need to fix your mind to accept this. This is all there is until they are adults. Everything is consumed by them, right? They dictate every move that you make. And felt like that and tried to trek through that for years. And then, I don't know, maybe growth, exposure, God was like, you're still a person, that do not just relegate yourself to just being a mom. And so you guys ever face that? Feel guilty for wanting to be your own self?
Well, I can tell you, raising two kids, I'm just learning how to finally save some time out for myself, but I'm realizing it's important. I have to do it. I mean, anytime, like I said, we've talked a little bit about how men and women are a little different as far as the, mom, dad situation, but it's, when your husband tells you, okay, you need to take some time out for you. When your husband realizes that you're just, running yourself so low. And I'm starting to finally get it right. I'm unapologetically taking some time out for myself to not, be overwhelmed and consumed, because not only are we mothers, we're entrepreneurs. You know what I mean? Right. We are, sisters and we encourage other women and it's just that we run different organizations and so forth. I mean, there are a lot of things that we are involved in that take so much of our time, and but we have to do it because we'll just literally fall apart at the seams.
Not every husband or significant other is going to recognize that you need time. So sometimes you hit a wall and you just say, look, it's either I take time or something's, not going to go right. But I don't think I did it well myself for the longest time. It's something you have to be very intentional about and stick to it. When you say you need a break, take a break because you're no good to anyone else if you are running on fumes. It's easier, I would say, for the men to just pick up and go. I've got something to do. I'll be back. But the moms tend to be the ones to plan everything out and to have to schedule this and run here and there, pick up the groceries, all the things that make things work. So you also have to just schedule 5 minutes here. If you're having a down morning, throw on some makeup if you can. Just do that one little thing that picks you up for that moment, and it might just change a day, but someone else is not always going to recognize when you need help or when you need that time.
Yeah, there's a scriptural principle, love your neighbor as you love yourself. And the implication is that you love yourself. And, one of the best things one mom ever said to me is, what are your 10 personal goals? And I had, 6 kids, 10 and under. And I didn't know what a personal goal was. And what she was trying to help me see is that there's life after motherhood, and you don't want to, sort of just plunge yourself into motherhood without nurturing your own talents, your education, your dreams, so that when your children are on their own, you're ready to take off, because you've been nurturing yourself all along. You've been doing your self-discovery all along. I didn't do that very well, just the FYI.
Well, but thank you for sharing the advice. To still be well used. All right. And the final question, and really I wanted to kind of, Carolyn, touch on you having recently, the relationships with our moms as you having recently lost yours. Because I'm sure you're bound to, despite the highs and lows, that's still mom. MOM stands for something, right?
You're right.
And just so as you reflect on what that still means to you, what that relationship means, the good that came out of it, even still, you know, what do you think about that?
Well, you know, being that I'm still numb and everything, you know, because it's still so fresh and everything, you know, I think back on some things that she thought was her teaching me the best way, you know what I'm saying? And it wasn't, you understand? And I didn't learn that it wasn't until I tried to carry on into my children's life with the same prospect, right. You know, but it's a kind of, you know, I listened to the other ladies when they was talking about the, you know, the spouse and everything, but my perspective, you know, is that I was a mother and a father because of the choices that I made, of the people that I dealt with in order, you know, for me to produce kids, you know, wasn't the best choices or whatever. So every Mother's and Father's Day I celebrate because I was a mother and a father at a young age. And still, even with them being grown and me with grandkids, I'm still looking for all knowledge that comes my way, you know, because I still feel like I need to, like the kids are still owed something from the things that I missed or didn't know or learned too late to teach. You know what I'm saying?
The fact of the matter is that our moms aren't with us always, right? And so when we talk about giving your mom their flower, parent, mom or dad, their flowers while they're living, there's some value in that, but they aren't with us always, and so sometimes circumstances will, you know, create us to have a strained relationship with our parents while we're here, but still that relationship is still worth something. And so when you can
most
build
definitely
it, or when you can try to I don't know, mend differences so that you can have so that you know, so that there can be that bond there, so that you can experience that. It's not always easy, but it ought to be done. I don't think that I would encourage anyone who, you know, has had issues with their mom to just let it go, right? I don't, unless the, you know, circumstances are really, really bad, but just to let that go, because we don't have them but for so long. And we're owed that relationship, and we're blessed from it, you know, emotionally, spiritually, and who doesn't want a mom, right? You know, who
you're right.
Want that figure in their life to fulfill that role that a mom is supposed to. And so while I understand there's a lot of people out there who, you know, feel like they don't have a mom worth celebrating, I think that they should hear that if you can, then you should.
If you can, you better. Yeah, that's right. You better. Ain't nobody asking you to turn flips about anything, you know what I'm saying? But mine is gone, and we did have a complicated relationship for a long time, and just like the same thing with my dad, you have to understand that I had two alcoholic parents, and my dad wasn't a part of my life till after he stopped drinking. So as far as a role model, a male role model, you know, that was never there in my life, you know, until I was grown and my dad stopped drinking. Now, my mom, I knew that she worked every day and she's going to get it because she's going to provide and this and that, you know what I'm saying? But she still had this other problem that fell into her routine as far as alcoholism and stuff. And, you know, it's like she, you know, she's still just raised her kids the best that she knew how or whatever. And I'm not down in my mama taking anything from my mama. You know what I'm saying? But it's just the thing that I'm glad that you got this. All these ladies have these different things that they can say from a different angle, and me too, from like a totally different angle, as far as having the kids young and practically just raising them by myself. You know, even my choices as men were sketchy because of me not having that kind of role model in my life and making the right choices for men. You know what I'm saying? But the only thing
everything that you're saying kind of reiterates the fact that moms are important. You play a big role, if not the biggest role, in how your kids turn out.